been working in this workshop for 6 years already. My god, time really flies. I think I showed you this place right after moving in, but shortly after I ended up needing more space, so I got the room on the side where I set up mill, anvils and the power hammer. I'll show you more about that later. But now, a bit of a news drop and the reason why I decided to make this video in the first place. Drumroll. I'll be moving to a new workshop. Apparently, I tend to fill whatever space I'm in to the point where I have to crawl around just to get into the workshop. And of course, it's extremely convenient. You just love moving stuff around every time you need to use a certain tool, especially since I also make videos and have to carry around camera, tripod and everything else. I'm just joking, of course. I love this place even though I've outgrown it, and despite the minor inconveniences like having a full wall of windows facing west, where in the afternoon the sun makes it pretty much impossible to work in here during the summer, but it still has been a great place to be in. And this video tour is my final homage to this workshop, so let's get into it. Alright, this is the main room with the big workbench. When I record videos, I'm usually standing here and you're watching from my perspective most of the time. Yeah, you're a bit in my way when I work, but I've gotten used to it and I do anything to have you see what I'm doing. Behind me I have a tool wall with frequently used hand tools right in front of me. Other power tools that aren't always connected are down here. It's a bit of a mess, but like everything else in my workshop, I know where everything is at all times. I really never lose anything. I know, surprising. Under the workbench I keep the drill driver combo, some rags, and I used to keep the cordless angle grinder here as well. Admittedly, it's a bit unorganized. Now let's move around counterclockwise in the room. Here you can see the big standing belt grinder, and on the table the small 2x72 one, the metal cutting bandsaw, drill press, heat treating and tempering oven. These are the frequently used stationary tools, and I have some storage space underneath in these filthy cabinets that used to be white, and also on the shelf up here, though I don't put much stuff there because it's kind of inconvenient to reach. Moving along, there's more storage here for paint, solvents, sandpaper and a few other tools and jigs. And finally, ending the storage area in this room, I have this kind of tool chest filled with all types of hand tools, and is also the best place to have a very small but high mounted vise, the small metal shear and an arbor press. Though I probably used the arbor press only once a year, so I reckon it could go somewhere else. In the last corner of this room I have a small and high anvil for precise work, a big buffer and wire wheel grinder, and the metal lathe with some tooling above and steel storage underneath. The T-welder is on the floor, of course, because it's just the best spot. And we finish off with this standing drill press. Like all the other tools here, it was restored and I really like it. But since I got the Bridgeport mill, I've been using it less and less. Probably I haven't touched this in a year. Great, now we can move to the other room, and I warn you, this one is a mess. It does work decently well for forging. I usually put the forge just outside that door, and I kind of have everything I need at arm's reach between the hammer rack, anvil, power hammer and press. However, it's just a bit too cramped, so having the camera in here makes it very hard to move and limits the kind of shots I can record. Now don't get me started on the wood lathe. If I want to use that, I need to move so much stuff around that I basically never do. Same goes for this area here with the CNC router and table saw stack is just unusable. At this point I think I don't have anywhere to put the table saw to use it. But hey, the mill on the other hand has enough clearance if I roll the tool cart to the side Yeah, it's just a lovely machine, and all the tooling is inside this tool cart here. And just behind it, I have my latest acquisition, the Myford lathe. I absolutely love it, but right now it's just in a spot where it's very hard to use and record videos of it, so I cannot wait to make some more space for it. I won't go into much detail about the shelving unit in the back. It is not working well for me right now, probably because I just have too much stuff in front of it and I can't pull out the boxes easily. And since there's no room for it anywhere else, it also stores the laser cutter and yeah, absolute chaos on top. I really need to sort this out before moving. In the last area here, there are mold tools that I can't really use easily, like the two Jowerly rolling mill, my big furnace for melting aluminum, and just a bit more chaotic storage and random tools. And that's it. I think I showed you pretty much everything. I might work on a couple more small projects here before moving, but that's going to happen pretty soon. I've already completed a few renovations at the new place, and there's going to be a room for an office space as well. So I plan to finish setting that up before tackling the workshop move, which is going to be the scary part, of course. And yeah, the new workshop is going to be much bigger and more adequate. It's like a proper industrial space with high ceilings. It's going to take quite a lot of time and work to set everything up, of course, but I hope it will be worth it. I look forward to sharing more about that sometime soon. Thanks a lot for watching, be well, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.